Okay guys, we are headed out on an adventure. We are going to Eureka Springs this weekend. So we are taking the motorhome and we're towing the Jeep, we're taking our bicycles. We are going to go canoe down the Kings River, and then we are going to go to some caves. So here is our set. So we're doing motorhome, we're doing Jeep, we're going to do bicycles. So we got a 4.5-hour drive from Oklahoma City, and we'll see you there. Okay, we're moving out. We made it to Arkansas. We found this little guy on our walking trip of the dogs. Isn't he cute? Part of the walking trail that the campground has, so you can walk your dogs, is pretty cute, nice and shaded, and you're not near other campsites, so you don't have to mess with dogs and stuff, but this is pretty cute.
It was ready to fall down when they started. Beautiful work there to bed breakfast. Now that would take a lot of effort. Fine Italian dining. When that boy told me he was going to open that there and that old house on this old street, I told him he was crazy. The old house was condemned. They tore it down. I asked the owner what he was building there. He said a 1940s style bungalow. I didn't know what one of them looked like. That's it. I knew he was going to do good work though, because he's got a good track record. He'll show you. Knocked the house down over the hill. That's relatively new. This next one ahead of us on the right, built in 1889. This man and his wife bought it, rescued it, restored it, live in it, and they built that bungalow and rent that out on a nightly basis. They do very good work. Now when we get a great big awful snow here, restoration, it's had various uses over the years, but it's sat empty for 12 or 13 years. A young lady from New Jersey came here. Even live here. Everything on the right hand side, part of the hotel complex. They will do 300 weddings here a year, either out in the garden, underneath that gazebo, or around back, or inside. They are consummate professionals in everything they do. I don't think they had 300 here last year because of the COVID thing. They did 5 weddings here a week ago, and one that I know of today, probably more than that. About 2 months ago, we pulled in here on this tour, this day, and the retaining wall above us, same principle as the hotel, dry stack, don't look as nice. 5 years going in there, use the handrail, those steps will be slick, and that limestone is very bad and it's always steep. Use the handrail. When you're in there, look at the ceiling. If you want to get good and muddy, crawl up in the side tunnels. You will be muddy when you come out, promise. All righty, we're going to stay right.
Out on our tram ride.
The big trees here on the right are sycamore trees. Sycamore will not grow absent a lot of water. They shouldn't be up here this high. Matter of fact, that building up above us here on the right is the Sycamore. They call it the Sycamore Cottage. They put used brick in there to bring out the pattern in that limestone. Ahead of us, this next house, what I like what they've done, they just made a circle in the ground with picks and shovels. They started digging until they struck water. And around here, it's between 15 and 20 feet for that level of water. Therefore, there's a lot of water here close to the surface. That Fuller home was built 3 years after Queen Victoria died. Therefore, it's not, strictly speaking, Victorian. Mr. Fuller was our banker here, the only bank in town that survived the Depression, our congressman from this district, old-time political boss, and he acted like it. Now look out towards the back of the bench. At that little building back there, looks like It's had this end cut off abruptly. The reason it looks that way is because it's had the end cut off abruptly. When Fuller bought his property, he found 10 foot of that over on him. He told the owners, get it over there. No matter what, get it over there. They did a mutually agreed upon survey and cut it off square on the property line. He didn't have a half inch to work with there. Serves him right. I'm going to show you a lot of Victorians now in a concentrated area, more so than any. You'll see the back of the bench. It looks like it's almost been cut with a knife. It has not. That's natural. And the back of that bench runs all the way down through town, but it's not contiguous. It's got some breaks in it, like around behind this cream-colored house here on the right, which was built in 1888. The natural wall stops. That is a recipe for disaster. Now, look over yonder. There's a beautiful puppy dog right there. Me and that dog's were friends. Anyway, look to the back here on the right, over that latticework gate, and you'll see how they keep the hill back. There's a huge dry stack wall back there. That's the top of it. And holding that mess back away from the house. Then ahead of us on the right, around behind that blue house, the natural wall starts again. You can see part of it there. Now let me tell you about every structure on the right-hand side, irrespective of what it's built for, and I'm talking all the way down through town. All of them are sitting on solid rock. Therefore, they don't need much foundation. It's just a leveling device is what it is. And you can have no basement whatsoever. On that right-hand side, what you see is what you get. And it will stay that way all the way down through town. Oh, but cross the road, please. Look at that yellow place here on the left. Got a ground floor there, floors below ground than they do above. That little building there on the left, that house, whatever color you want to call it, I agree with. I have no idea what that color is. But there is a ground floor and 3 floors under that. That's a 4-story building. Also on the left, that salmon-colored place. They've altered the attic for lodging. Ground floor 300. That's 5 usable floors in one building. And for electricity, look at the workmanship on that. Hang on now, we'll have to sort out what's coming. I wanted the house ahead of us here on the right. Well, she didn't get it. On the deputy sheriff's salary, I could have paid 10% of 10% down on that thing. That was a Dr. R.G. Floyd home. Dr. Floyd came here in 1879 by stagecoach on the advice of his doctors. They told him to get up here so he could be comfortable while he died. They said there was no help for him, no hope. He was terminal. Well, he came here, drank this poison water, climbed the hills, built that building, that home in 92. I knew I'd get it out there in a minute. And died in 1918. He outlived all the silly doctors that had told him he was going to die. Now, you can still see things pretty good if you look for it. You wouldn't know, I don't think they would do it, but I had told you relatively so. Here on the left, that 2-car garage, that was built to look like a carriage house. That's connected to the house by a covered bridge. Look between the 2 structures and you'll see it there. And the next house on the left, it's got a bridge of its own. It goes from the sidewalk over to the front porch. Both those houses were built 25 years ago. They fall into the protected status now because everything in here. General Clayton, when he decided to stay here in 1881, built himself a cottage. That's it on the left. He didn't do anything half measures, as a matter of fact. He set off stone down here, left over from the Crescent Hotel, and built that church in 1886. Sent the masons down here and gave the land. I bet you he had his own pew in there. On the right, underneath that gazebo, is the church spring. Look at that stonework down there. Look ahead of us, so I'm just above us. There's some of the finest stonework in the world because that's natural. That's never been messed with. We were the smallest community in the nation ever to receive a grant of money from the Carnegie Foundation to build a library. Here on the right, 1912, we opened the doors. At the top, it says, in stone, free public library. If you get a chance, come around here. The patina in there is gorgeous. We've never left that building and never will. Got pretty crowded, so 23 years ago, we bought this block of building. That's our library annex. And then ahead of it, 3 years ago, we bought that one. They're in the process of renovating it. The city also managed to buy the vacant lot beyond it. And they have a lot of activities for kids out here this summer. Now at the back of that bluff, it's hard to see, but there's doorways in under it. That was called refrigeration before electrification. Say that 3 times fast. And I believe all the buildings here on the right-hand side, they all back up to that bluff one way or the other. They will have that same kind of refrigeration device behind. I hope before the Lord calls me home someday to get back in there and search all of it and see what we'll have. Stop and walk around there and look. Lean over to your right as best you can without falling out. Please, please don't fall out. You'll see 3 houses sitting on the bluff above us. It was determined if they moved too much stone there, it would jeopardize the integrity of the whole hillside. If you want to live up there, you'll take everything you own up the steps. Ain't no road up there. Steps like him right there on the right. Would you like to take your baby grand piano up that? I don't think so. Built in 1901 to replace the wicker structure that burned the year before. Now we have left the residential section of town. We're coming into, we are in, what the city calls the commercial district. I think that's a little bit pretentious. On the other side of that comes down Mountain Street. 1 building, 4 levels, 3 street addresses. The only entertainment we had when I was growing up was a picture show. That was it online like normal people. I said, well, the only lines we knew around here was the clothesline and the party line. That went right over her head. She had no idea what I was talking about. These buildings on either side of the street are replacement buildings. The originals in effect. The big building on the left is the New Orleans Hotel. One of the big 3 here in town. See that spring still at it. Across the street on the left, that bridge, is the oldest bathhouse in town. That was built around here when I was coming of age in the mid-60s. We call them hippie buses. We'd ride through, by the way. It was built in Carthage, Missouri. Slated for demolition. The folks here couldn't stand it, and they're out. They protected and preserved piece of history by law. Can't tear it down, and the killing all the.
Okay, we're getting ready to go down Kings River. We are with Trigger Gap Outfitters. Todd's here. He's taking the car down to where we drop off, I guess is what they said. So we're waiting. Here's our canoe. Mom. Getting ready to go on a 4-hour trip, so we're doing the farm. And this is where we're starting. We started our canoe trip. Here's our crew. There we go. Yep.
Oh yeah. There's everywhere.
Beautiful.
Now, did you get that beef jerky that was on the table?
Yep.
No?
Yes.
Yes? Good job. I said it there so I wouldn't forget it, and then I forgot it.
I feel like Mom says no and then
She
says
does
yes.
say no. I think she does it on purpose.
I think she says no and then she says yes because she knows she forgot it.
Oh, there it is.
See the water bubble?
You can touch it, Abby.
Poke him.
The water's moving too. Dad, stop! Stop.
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
Right here.
Daddy, pick him up.
It's weird. It doesn't want to record. I think I keep like touching it.
Yeah, the water. Maybe for
No, I think I keep touching the screen.
okay.
Look at all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect nest.
Ooh, there's a big fish. Look at all
Yeah,
that.
I saw them.
See them all? They were dark. Wow. Oh. Yeah. Look there. Yeah, that's a big one. Everywhere. And then you kind of check all your stuff in as you...
Was it you that the last time I was on a canoe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 29. I just think start line.
Only gotta be fast. You see all the big fish?
Sounds of nature. Yeah. Well, I did sign it, but I sure didn't read it. I could have just.
Daddy, can you get my sweet tea out of there?
Can I get what?
My sweet.
Let's see if we can see it through over here.
Okay, we are here at the Blue Springs Garden and we are getting ready to take a walk after our canoe trip. So we're going to go walk down to the entrance. Go this way. So we're starting it. They said to go to the visitor center, to watch a video, and then we're gonna go down here, but they said there are some little, oh yeah, guinea hens down there. The wagon wheel. Everyone is still in our bathing suits from the canoe tour. Headed on after our video in the visitor center. pretty blue water. Must be an Arkansas thing. We don't have blue water like this in Oklahoma. Unless it's a pool.
Well, it's called Blue Springs. That's why it's so blue. Not only wheelchair accessible anywhere on the beach.
I think maybe you go under the bridge for handicap accessible.
No, because there's bags in there.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah.
Can I stick my feet in?
Yeah? You got your water shoes on, go ahead.
They're just sitting
Yep.
Oh, good. You need some. I promise. It's good stuff.
We can take some to go.
No, but if I have.
Was it cold? Abby's sticking her feet in the water. Says it's 54 degrees. Medicine Wheel Garden. That is the little gazebo we were in. See it from the other side. Yeah.
There's bees.
Yeah, that's what I was. There's a whole bunch of bees in there. Bees everywhere.
That's not blue over there. That's a green over there. How's it blue and that's the green?
So this is the Blue Spring, and then this says it feeds to the White King River. It feeds 38 million gallons a day, which is a lot. But it's crazy how this is blue, and then on the other side of the dam you get green water. So, walking on the dam. This could have been a little prettier, I gotta tell you. The bluff that they're saying settlers came through and got the healing waters, and then they would stay here.
Look at, he's doing push-ups.
Yeah. Move it. Push up, push up, push up,
Working out.
push up. It's working out.
Let her go.
pretty. I bet this is the White River viewing.
Yeah. So is this the right White River?
Yes.
That is, it's not quite white.
Yep.
That was the dam.
The damn park.
This is the dam. I knew you were going to say that.
No, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Dad jokes.
I already knew you were going to say that because you always say it. The bridge that we walked across was the dam. See.
This is the never-ending ramp.
Never. I told you, Gigi.
Well, we are back to the trading post slash gift shop, I guess you call it. But it is pretty cool. I think it took us like an hour and 15 minutes to walk. They said it's a little over a mile. You definitely want to go the way they tell you because you go downstairs and then up this ramp. And I would not say it's very handicap accessible. It says it is, but you got to go backwards and you can't go downstairs like that. But they do have somewhat. So there's the entrance. That was really cool. We're headed back to the parking lot. But we really liked it because you could stick your feet in the water. It was cold. And the gardens are pretty cool. Walking around, it was about an hour and 15 minutes. But you got to see a lot of cool flowers, and there were butterflies. I saw a gecko. So definitely worth it. So this is the Scenic Overlook we took off the road. I don't know what highway that is. It was on the way to our campground. It said Scenic Overlook. So we thought we would come down this road and this cool little thing was here. And you look across and that is the Crescent Hotel over there. The Haunted Crescent Hotel. So you get a view from the other side. We got a view from the street side on the tram yesterday.
Oh, look down there.
So,
There's a
little
deer.
oh,
Come up here.
it is a little deer. That little deer right there.
Hi, how do you really spotting stuff today?
It's all female.
Yeah.
Probably.
They did say watch out for deer.
It's a white tail deer.
Flies are always bothering them.
Just eating away.
I even looked over here before to look for something. And then I guess he was laying down or something.
Surprised he's by himself. Probably
Yeah,
other
frogs
one.
up in there. Usually not just hanging out by themselves. There you go.
He's like, who's whistling at me?
Didn't care. That must be delicious.
He doesn't care anymore.
Okay. Back to our ride. We got the Wrangler this weekend.
Oops, 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 oops.
Okay, today we are going to the Eagle Cavern, which is about an hour tour, and then we're going to do the maze and the wacky miner shack.
Really? Look, there's a playground.
There's a cool old truck that looks like ours. Ours doesn't look quite that rusty, but Looks like they have a little restaurant, which would be cool. And sluicing, we'll have Abby do some sluicing in a little bit. This is the Moonshiner's Mystery Shack.
Why is it sideways?
Where it defies gravity.
Are there spider webs in here, Mom? You'll love it.
The floor is all tilted.
This is the SWAT team. Look, it says War Eagle SWAT team.
War Eagle SWAT team, you gonna go in the jail? Go in the jail. You gonna pump the water? Stand here, pump water, and watch it flow uphill. So pump the water. Let's see if I can get this. Is it not working? I guess it's not working.
Is it doing it? Daddy, you do. You try.
Okay.
There's no water in there.
It's flowing uphill? I guess because you can't see, but it is flowing uphill. It's hard to see what's going on here. Which one are we going in? This one first?
Look, this is like at the side. Don't actually fall.
It's pretty tilted.
This with my brain.
Oh, stand here. It's level. No,
It is level right there.
I don't feel like it. Oh, that's what the science museum has.
Everything's rolling uphill. What are you standing so weird for, Todd? Everything's rolling uphill.
That's what the science museum has. That makes no sense.
There's like a whole bunch of me. Todd does look funny standing there.
It's like we try and stand up straight.
I know.
If you try and stand up straight, you're just gonna fall backwards.
How to entertain your kids. So you're supposed to take this ring and swing it onto this hook. And Abby's been doing this for about 5 minutes. Close.
You have to get it to the side and then swing it over.
Oh, that was so close.
Because if it just hits the front, then it won't work.
There's a cute little lizard down here. Oh, he's leaving me. There he is. There's a lizard, Abby. As long as he stays over there.
Flew up my nose.
Oh no. That's pretty cool, huh?
This is about 45 feet deep, and this water stays a beautiful turn.
Cute seats. Back crossing. Hackleberry.
look out here, this is a pawpaw tree, guys. If you ever heard the song Picking Up Pawpaws and Putting Them in Your Pocket, if your grandparents ever sung that, this is the tree they're talking about. Now right now they'll look like a small fig and they'll grow into looking like the size of a potato. Now once they get that big and they get ripe, they taste kind of like a banana. If you look up here to the right also, you'll see the fence rail and that intersection where we just came through by the fish food. If you turn right, it'll take you right over here to a really nice lookout. It's literally maybe a 1-minute walk and it's almost level. Highly recommend you guys do that on your way out. What you're looking at is the opening to the cave here. This is 3.5 stories, the largest opening or entrance to any cave in Arkansas and one of the largest in this region of the country. It's starting getting cool, guys. Both kinds of cool. It's going to be neat and it's going to be cheap.
Oh, look at the waterfall. Yeah. Stinky. It's a little stinky. That's cool.
Get your all to line up right through here along this. Once everybody gets in here, we'll line up right along these steps right here, the stone wall. And what we're looking at here, we're going to talk about cave formations. And cave formations are usually formed by water. When the water comes out of the cracks and crevices here, it slowly drips. And you can kind of see a few little droplets of water. And what it is, it's forming a flowstone formation. That's red due to the iron content. We also have a white calcium carbonate right here. And this green is algae. I always like to ask everybody what kind of animal this looks like.
Oh, Michael, what do you think? What kind of animal is it? Aiden, come here. Aiden.
It's not a giraffe. Well, it's not a giraffe or an elephant.
Looks like a lion
A
to
lion
me.
is close, but it's a heavy, heavy animal.
Okay. Buffalo?
A buffalo. I was going to give you one more guess, and I was going to buzz you. All right. Well, actually, guys, that is a buffalo. That's what we call him. We nicknamed him the Great Buffalo. So it's really kind of unusual. I guarantee it. He's the only one in the world like that. Now, where we're standing, guys,
44 degrees.
even when we had -21, that stayed 44 degrees. Now, this goes on back, and the cave stays a consistent 58. This goes back another 200 feet from the first room of the cave. That was the only entrance. But the previous owner.
There's an opening.
Okay, we're going to stop right here. This is a super neat spot. Moonshine steel was actually found right here in the cavern. It was found right behind these rocks. This is a 5-gallon moonshine steel. And what they would do, they would get the natural spring water, mix it with corn and other ingredients, and it would go around in a snake-like coil pattern to this catch pot. And it would slowly drip into the moonshine jug, and you get at it. Back in this area is a maternity room. We have 3 maternity rooms in the cavern right now. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we'd see a couple of bats flying around here, but now they're just hanging out. The baby bats were born in mid-May, and that's why we can't go in there, and they will not fly out for another 2 or 3 weeks. Those babies.
If you didn't have to duck, that's no fair.
These quartz crystals were donated to us south of I-40. And if you go down to the Ouachita Mountain region, you can go to a lot of places. This big pile of dirt and debris fell out. Can you imagine being here when that fell out? Alright, so if you guys want to touch this here, remember when we showed you the peanut butter factory? Well, this is the same thing. This is a flowstone formation. You can touch this, but don't want to touch this stuff over here. That's real fragile. North, do not touch this. This is similar to coral right here, guys. Now, if this were pearl in the ocean, it'd be very brightly colored. But here in a cave, it's going to just be that one monotone color there. It's not great.
That's
really just like that peanut butter that you saw. It's one of my favorite parts of the tour, guys. There's just so many neat things to see. But this waterfall, man, just imagine how cool this would be in your house. No one.
Yeah.
All right, come up here. We got a perfect sauce. Everybody check this out. Well, guys, what we're coming up to, and the reason why we open up the
And that's actually a reflection of the ceiling, and we're looking at water right now. That is not a hole that goes down in there.
Now, what's really unique, guys? Lights out. So we got it, guys. So this is what it was like 150 years ago. Imagine coming in here and all you had is a single candle. One single candle.
Coming out of the cave, it's crazy how cold it is in there. And you come out to this pretty scenic. So this is an in one way and back out the same way cave.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, there's two.
There's another one.
Yeah.
Look at all the fish. Now she's gonna get something, throw it in there, and you'll get the gist.
What?
Those are some big fish.
Abby, tie your shoe.
I
You're 10
did.
years old.
I did,
You're not
but
good.
they stay tight. I don't. And these shoes, for some reason, they just small. But I don't like tie shoes.
When we get here, you do realize that I'm filming, right? And I have to sit here and listen to that all over this?
Here they all come. They can probably hear that vibration. Look at them all
Whoa.
swarming. Yeah, they know the drill.
Walk the plank. Oh, there's flies all over me.
This boat. Better not let go. There's a horsefly.
Cool.
I'm gonna go around.
Hey,
Like a school of fish. I want to go on the dock first.
Let the gift shop.
Well, Roxy can't.
She can't go inside the gift shop. I know.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
So
fish.
we may have to take turns in the mystery shack because I'm guessing she needs to stay outside.
Oh, a turtle.
Here's a
You see
turtle.
another turtle, Harper?
Right
Yep,
there.
right there. You're right. Look at him.
Oh, yep. Yeah, we'll have poked up.
All right. Oh, okay. Hey, wait for me. I'll come with you. Come on, Roxy.
This is the way back to the gift shop. And this is the shortcut. I don't know how many steps this is, but it's almost straight uphill.
Mama stepped on it over.
We're looking at this little guy. So we are doing the maze at the War Eagle. We're trying to find our way through. So you have these cards, and you can punch it.
You already got it?
Yeah, I found it. I found it.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize I was zoomed in so much.
Around there too, I want. Here you go. Stand there. I was standing.
Okie dokie.
Look at that. Look at this right here. What is that?
That's a little mushroom.
Is it? Look how orange.
That thing is cool.
glossy.
There's another one right there.
Oh, yeah.
I have spider webs all over me right now.
Bugs and sweat.
And around and around and around and around. Were you over here? Oh my goodness. You have to go through this. Found the exit. In 10 minutes. Okay, Abby got a mother load if it's just a bag full of sand, then we're gonna find some jewels in it. Okay, open it up and pour some in there. Okay, that's enough.
What's this?
Oh, we got a little guide.
Is it a crystal point?
I don't know.
No, that.
Wow, that's cool.
I know what you're done in there.
The modern history of the cave, since people have taken ownership over it and done some mining and stuff like that. We'll go over that stuff there. And then we will head down in here to what we call the Overflow Room. Wind up about 75 feet down from where we are right now. The Overflow Room. And also, we will be crashing here.
That's steep.
See if I can see any salamanders in here. Sometimes they hang out at the entrance. They might have been a little scared off this weekend because we got so busy, but
So you killed Anna?
sometimes we can see them in here and they're super cool. Air quotes because Native Americans probably passed by it, but translucent just means that it lets the light pass through it. This is actually a form of calcite that undergoes a change in its crystalline structure, which is a very, very basic level of the structure on the inside of this. That crystalline structure change is actually a little spreading out, and once that structure spreads out, the light is allowed to pass through. All right. Algae would not be naturally occurring in our cave if it were not for our presence in the cave. We bring in contaminants on our shoes that allow this to grow. Yeah, come to something. Yeah, we've got a weird growth here. Not a weird thing to have in the cave. Kind of feels like a wet rock, right?
Yeah.
I
It
hear
looks
some
like it
people.
would feel different.
I hear some people.
Oh, that.
Is that a piece of that? Is that a piece of mouse? Is that?
Oh,
It'd
yeah.
also be tall for the climbing part.
Have you ever explored that part yet?
Oh yeah, I'll show you that in just a second.
Whoa.
Ooh, speaking of fires, we've got a short over here. I can smell it. So we'll go through the ghost room real quick. Worst case scenario, that light will go out. Like I said, we won't get a fire or anything down here. That happens every once in a while. So, looking over on this side here, we can see our first little ghosty guy. See his head, his body, and then the bottom of the sheet. Kind of looks like.
I'm sure Abby doesn't have that. It's pretty small.
Mama, it looks like an egg.
Oh, it does. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
Look at all that. Wow.
Yeah, we think that this is probably what the whole cave would look like if there had never been any mining or anything taking place. Makes a big difference with none of that smoke damage and stuff in here, just really pretty features.
Yeah.
You can see, so this is the longest soda straw column in any of them.
Oh my goodness.
On the left there, that is a 9.5-foot soda straw column.
Oh my
I
goodness.
told you how fragile those things are. I mean, this thing, not quite as fragile.
Look at the big flaps on those couple.
Yeah. This is Daffy telling us to duck. This is pretty tiny, even Abby has to go. This is definitely not for tall people.
Oh, over there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that probably happened when Randy was black. As you can imagine, this moisture wreaks havoc on our electrical system down here. We're all getting past this stuff.
You can really tell there's water.
Yeah. It does look stacked like it's holding it up.
Hey,
Where exactly am I looking?
remember where it was last time?
Well, okay.
Why was this hard for everybody?
That's because you're
You
tiny.
see the other side of that red light right there through that little hole.
It's actually.
That's where,
That's what I said.
we're up there, so.
We're going down there.
Should crawl
Down,
through there and
down,
slide down
down.
and stuff like that through here. The stairs are a little bit, maybe not easier, but they're.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Looking.
Oh, I'll tell you a little bit about that one. That was actually kind of special. That was a little different than everything else.
Oh, there's like stairs carved in right there.
Because this guy used to look a lot like a Buddha, I'm told, long ago. I'm kind of skeptical, but maybe it looked like a Buddha. This is the most active spot in our cave. As you can see, this is almost like you left a faucet halfway on. It's always like that. Even in drought in the summertime, this stays very, very active all the time. So consequently, this guy changes shape a lot more frequently than other things do in the cave. But he doesn't look so much like a Buddha now. He looks more like somebody else. You can see he's got his bag back here.
I thought I'd show you a little bit of Kettle Camp Run that we're staying at. These are the back sites that are just water and electric. They are super short, so you're not going to get a long trailer in them. And these do back up to woods. But as you notice, there is no grass. There's no grass at our campsite. There is a walking trail for dogs, but that means we kept our dogs inside the whole time. We do not have a big motorhome. Here are some of the pull-throughs. Those are still water and electric. I would say number 33 has the best area for dogs because they do have grass and like back to a wooded area. So these are the middle ones, still water and electric on the back side. Number 35. Number 39. Those are your tent sites, which they have 2 larger pads that maybe our tent could be on. Then they had small that you'd have to get like tiny, like an 8x8 on it. So these kind of have a grassy area right there. But this is my parents'. There is no grass. They have a bigger, they are in 8. I can't remember. We are in 46. This is 43, 45. So these are super close to each other. We were sharing water with my parents. That is the space between us. 48 is where our table was. And as you can see, all gravel. No grass for the pets to be out here by themselves, and you're super close up in here. But if you get some that are on like the edge, like number 7, it had to where you could put your dogs over in the grass and you can get along. They had a long trailer in there. And number 5, so if you do those, they have all full hookups. Okay, we're fueling up to head back home. I hope you guys liked all what we explored this weekend in Eureka Springs over the 4th of July weekend. Make sure you like and subscribe so we can grow our YouTube channel. And comment of things that we should explore next time we come here. We checked out canoeing down the Kings River. We went on the tram. We did some caves, the War Eagle, and the Cosmic. But if there's another cave that we should explore, if there's something else that we didn't check out, comment below because we will definitely be coming back. So we will see you on our next explorers.